Hey everybody, Desperate Mercenaries back again with another battle report. I am going to be playing the Resurrectionist this game. I'm going to be taking Seamus, the Hanged, a Grave Spirit, 2 bells, there's 1 and there's 2. I'm going to be taking a Crooked Man, a Punk Zombie, and starting off the table is Betty Noir.
I'll be taking Ophelia. I have Ophelia, 7 Bayou Gremlins, Francois, Raphael, Perry, and Rami.
And for strategies and schemes, the Resurrectionists are taking Assassinate. I'm taking a Secret 1, and then I'm getting a bonus 2 Soul Stones. The Outcasts are taking Thwart. They are taking a Secret 1, and Eye for an Eye. We deploy, or our strategy is Shared Slaughter. So this should be a fun one. We got some comments about not using much terrain, so we're trying to remedy that and throwing in some of our stuff. I apologize, it's not the best looking stuff we have, but Terra Clips are on the way. These are just some things that we built and never really painted. Our popsicle bar is pretty sweet. It's our little church. Alright, we'll be back mid to late turn 1. Okay, here we are at the end of turn 1. Not a whole lot happened. The Gremlins moved up the field quite a bit, and the Resurrectionists did pretty much the same, only not as far. The Crooked Man attempted to cast a shafted marker, and we try to get some Gremlins to walk up using lure. Didn't do too well with that. We will be back with more. Okay, here we are at the end of turn 2. The Bells managed to lure in Perry, and he ended up getting shot by Seamus to explode and dealt 4 damage to my Punk Zombie, also to Seamus, and both of my Bells that were right there. The Bayou Gremlins moved forward and did a lot of shooting. They managed to kill the Bell and put 3 damage on my Hanged. He was hanging out right there on that terrain, no pun intended. This Gremlin here got lured right next to a shafted marker. He ended up flipping a 12 and getting paralyzed. This was after he was activated, so he will be paralyzed next turn as well. Seamus got rid of one of those corpse counters to summon Dead Doxy, and that was pretty much it for turn 2. We'll be back with more. Okay, here we are at the end of turn 3. A lot happened this turn. Pretty much everything on the Resurrectionist board moved forward. Little bit of a clusterfunk over here. The Hanged, who's right there in between the Grave Spirit and Seamus, came over here into some severe terrain to try and get some negative flips on those Gremlins shooting at him. And he cast Smell Fear. And then the Grave Spirit detached from him and moved up here, just within base contact of a couple Bayou Gremlins. The Dead Doxy that was summoned on the previous turn that I forgot to mention walked up and cast Irresistible Lure. Inviting Approach, I'm sorry, she's not Hamlin. She cast Inviting Approach on one of the Gremlins to simply move forward a bit. Seamus triple walked, and just to get some terrifying tests going, the Gremlin right here in the middle, this guy right here, failed his terrifying test, which allowed the Hanged to charge him, and the Hanged managed to do 1 damage to him, nothing crazy. Seamus also cast Arise My Sweet to get another Bell, put her right here within base contact, or within melee range of Ophelia and this Bayou Gremlin here. These Bayou Gremlins passed their terrifying and decided to get the hell out of Seamus's way. And pretty much everything else is just kind of going. The Punk Zombie here charged and didn't do a whole lot of anything. Crooked Man is lonely. He's hanging out here all by his lonesome. We'll see what can happen next turn. We shall return. Okay, so the Gremlins won the initiative flip on turn 4, and Ophelia decided to activate. She used Gunfighter to kill the bell that was sitting there, and through that bell, good old Betty Noir came out. Ophelia then used one of her final actions to target Betty, and did not get the attack flip that she wanted, so she threw down the old red joker here. Red Joker. With that awesome defense of 7, Betty threw down a 13 to tie at 20. Ophelia burned a Soul Stone to be at 23, and then on that damage flip, the good old Black Joker. So nothing happened. She then companioned with one of the Gremlins, the one directly behind Betty, and now let's see that Gremlin fail. Okay, here we are again midway through turn 4. Dead Doxy used Inviting Approach on Francois and did a couple points of damage to him. He activated right afterwards and successfully killed her. She used her slow to die to do a few more attacks and did, I think, one more point of damage. Nothing too exciting. Seamus activated and he cast all kinds of stuff. First, he cast Trail of Fear to give all living models a -2 to their willpower within 12 inches, which is pretty much all Gremlins. He then cast the Face of Death to give him that good old terrifying 14 with a 4-inch range. And then he cast Undead Psychosis. He cast it on this Gremlin here to the left that's in front of the Grave Spirit. And I burned a Soul Stone and got 2 crows in there, which is pretty awesome. So all 3 of these Gremlins here, all are affected by Undead Psychosis. So none of them can do anything unless they're 3 inches away from an undead model. So we'll be back with more, hopefully at the end of turn 4. Okay, here we are at the end of turn 4. Rami decided to move right into Seamus's terrifying 14 4-inch aura and failed miserably. Fell back and then was charged by the Crooked Man. The Crooked Man did 2 damage to him and paralyzed him. Over here, not too much happened really. All the Gremlins activated and pretty much just fell back due to terrifying and Undead Psychosis. They weren't really able to do much. Betty successfully killed one Bayou Gremlin that fell back. She tried to hit Ophelia twice, and Ophelia soul-stoned it up and avoided any damage. Beyond that, not a whole lot happened. Yeah, we'll be back with more. Here we are at the end of turn 5. Rezzer's got the initiative flip, and Seamus went ahead and cast Trail of Fear and the Face of Death once again. Definitely proved to be very, very good. Raphael proceeded to move forward a bit and shot at the at the Hanged and successfully killed him. And then a couple of these Bayou Gremlins over here ended up shooting and killing the Grave Spirit as well. And then they attempted to shoot some more and ended up shooting each other. Betty suffered 2 damage from, what's the name of the action?
That was Y'all Watch This.
Y'all Watch This. Ophelia activated and did not pass her terrifying test, so she fell back almost all the way to the end of the damn table. And that was turn 5. Not a whole lot really happened. Betty killed a couple Bayou Gremlins.
Rami died as well.
Rami died as well down here. I keep forgetting about over here because all the action's down there. Yeah, the Crooked Man activated and took him out. We'll be back shortly. Okay, here we are at the end of the game. Francois shot at Seamus and did 3 damage to him. Betty killed some Bayou Gremlins and moved on over there. the Crooked Man charged Raphael and damaged him a bit and paralyzed him, which was key because he had not activated yet that turn. So that was huge for turn 6. That Bayou Gremlin over here moved over near Ophelia and didn't do anything. Ophelia activated and cast Ooh, a Girl to move him over so she could try to get a shot at Betty. She failed to hit Betty. And then the game-breaking moment was Seamus moved forward and busted out that 50 caliber flintlock and shot Ophelia. Got neutral damage on it and cheated in some severe to do 7 damage and wipe her off the board. The shared slaughter total was 31 to 30 Rezzers. Rezzers also had Bodyguard as a secret, so they got 1 for that. Outcast had Thwart. They had Eye for an Eye as a secret, and they scored nothing for shared slaughter. So that is the end of the game. It was a very, very good game, very fun game. I haven't really played a whole lot with Terrifying. Neither of us have, so we're still kind of learning the mechanics of Terrifying and whatnot. I think I'm getting it down. I think. Terrifying seems to be something very confusing.
And painful to Gremlins.
And painful to Gremlins, indeed. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this, and we will be back with more. We were the Desperate Mercenaries, and we will be for the next battle report. Bye-bye.